in some discussions with Sensei Berton earlier today. A lot of what you guys are seeing, I come from a striking background. Sensei Miller comes from a striking background. Sensei Miller comes from a striking background. Did I say Miller twice? Yes. It's the top of it. We all come from a striking background, and some of you guys, this is new. We can see that as you guys are practicing. You're trying, you're getting it, but it's new. You guys are blending, throwing. There's a little ateme in there as you guys practice. So what I'm going to do is just give you guys some general pointers from striking arts that I'm not going to talk about techniques or what works or what doesn't work, but general things that you want to look for if you need to go and use some of the things you learned this weekend, like from Sensei Miller and all of that. So these are good. If you've ever seen those training bags, Bob bags, these also help with it. But what we're gonna so there are a lot of striking arts that get really, really particular and in some ways very elegant when you get to that point where they'll be talking and he'll be striking, boom, and I'm coming in and I'm saying, well, I'm going to strike this pressure point up here. I got one down here as well. I'm hitting 2 pressure points, and then I'm going to interrupt something in its nervous system that's going to come down here. That's a lot of information in chaos, because if this is an ambush and I'm just, oh crap, I don't know what happened, I need some general guidelines, some big areas that I may need to hit, especially if he's still moving around and not standing still like we do in class.
Like this.
Right. He's coming in. He's going to barrel roll. So here's what I want you to think about. Just as an example, how I show my students is, one, we're balanced on both sides. Things work on both sides, and so we just want to zigzag. So we start at the top. We've got 2 eyes. These are the outer ones. I don't recommend striking to the eyes because you cannot take it back. But they are a vital area. If you need to, you can use it. From here we come down. There are a couple here. You can either come to the nose or the throat. So center. So we come out, down to the middle. Again, I don't recommend shots to the throat because again, you can't take it back. From here we come back out to the shoulders. Remember when we were talking yesterday about interrupting shoulders. If he's punching, and I interrupt this shoulder, this is a good place to strike somebody because this one can't come in if I control him. And if he does punch, I push it, he's going to swing wide and really hurt himself. So I come out, come in, come out. Then I can come back in, solar plexus. Lower part of the chest is a good place to hit. But, again, because it's a small point, sometimes you're going to miss it. But it's effective when you get it. If you've ever knocked the wind out of yourself, falling off a bicycle, whatever, sometimes accidentally in class, get an elbow there, hurt. After that, you come back out, and right underneath the rib cage, if you fill up on yourself, right under the rib cage in the front. There are 2 big areas in there. If you ever take an anatomy class or go get an anatomy book, on this side underneath the ribs is the liver. This is the body's filter. This is what takes all the toxins out. If he's attacking me and I squeeze that, I strike here and I squeeze all those toxins back into his bloodstream, he's going to puke. He's going to get sick. He's going to feel terrible, probably for a week. I haven't killed him. Liver can take, it's a big sponge, so I'm going to squeeze all that stuff back in there. That's going to slow him down. But it's a great place to strike. The nice part is, it's a big target. Our liver is enormous. So he could be moving around, he can be, boom. I don't even have to get a clean shot on it. I can get it. When we were talking yesterday about passing shots, that elbow, we talk about striking the floating ribs. Again, that's a small point. Think of this big area where the liver's at. Squeeze it out. He's not going to like the trick. On the other side, because we're talking balance, Anybody but AJ, because I had this conversation with him. Any ideas?
Spleen.
Spleen, absolutely. It doesn't like being squeezed either. So again, he comes in on this side, boom, I can come in here, striking here. I don't need to get precise or cute. I'm just thinking, taking this soft tissue, squeezing all that in there. This also works on some of your pins. If I got him down, boom, and I can put my knee on the back of that spleen and start squeezing all that stuff back into him, he's going to get sick. He's going to struggle with it. The other nice part about use of force is that that doesn't leave a lasting image. And the week later, he said, well, I feel fine. You know what's all happened. So from here, we got the two. We come in, out to the shoulders, into the solar plexus, out, and we're coming back in. Right above the belly button, the bladder. Great place to strike somebody. It hurts like the dickens. The other nice part about it isn't in our social consciousness, it embarrasses the crap out of your opponent. If he's striking and coming in, and I strike him in the bladder, I'm not aiming for his stomach. People do crunches. They can get that hard. I'm aiming for the lower part into the bladder, and I don't even need to make deep impact. I just need to squeeze that balloon that's in there a little bit, cause all those filtrated fluids to flow back upstream into his kidneys. He's going to feel terrible. Going to fall like a sack. He's not going to like it. The last, I teach 4 more. So out, in, out, bladder. Hips we talked about again yesterday. That if he's coming in, if I got control of this shoulder, that's fine. But if he's going to punch, this hip's got to come back. If I can't reach that one, I can control him with this hip to stop him here. I can also, if he's punching, jam him low to take all of this off. This is a better place to hit him than trying to stop this, because even this is moving less. It is closer to his center, slower orbit, doesn't have the velocity. Again, we talked about force equals mass times velocity squared. If I got to intercept something, and he's got all of his body weight behind his fist, and it's moving the fastest, I'm going to go center and try to get someplace that isn't moving as fast to stop it. So the last 4, and we don't need to get real cute on these, from the hips, we're going to go back center to the groin. Makes some sense. Most guys are going, uh-huh. But remember, if he's whacked out on something, or if he's really mad and on adrenaline rush, kicking somebody in the groin isn't going to always work. You may make them madder. I have seen it. You know, I've seen people take a shot to the groin, still beat the crap out of the dude they were fighting, and then go pass out. It's a good shot for things that are escalating, or things that have been happening for a while and that adrenaline dump is starting to wear off. In the fits of a furious rage and he's the Incredible Hulk, I'm just going to annoy him. But it's an easy target to hit because he has those train tracks we talked about, just like the arm when I said striking to the neck. Train tracks, I don't have to look. Goes right on up, stops at the station. You don't have to worry too much about it. The last one I talk about are the knees. So on out, in, out, in, out, in, back out to the knees. Bad knees over here. We had bad knees the other day. The knee is a very, God took the day off when he designed the knee. It is a badly constructed joint. It is 2 bones like this, lashed together with a bunch of tendons, with a nice little bottle cap on top of it. And it's only supposed to bend one way because of all those connective tissues. Amazing how many ways it does bend when encouraged, because things tear. Right? A lot of things happen. What I tell my students is, if he is jacked up, he's been smoking the crack, he's crazy, he's smoking PCP or something, and I need to escape, and he is enraged, knee is a great place to go. Because if I can take out this knee and knock that leg out, he may be stoned enough that he's not going to feel it, The laws of physics still apply when you're stoned. The laws of gravity are still there. Newton still knew what he was talking about. I can outrun any one-legged meth head in Oregon, even with my bad back. I promise you. So as you get to the striking, kind of think the in and out. It's just a zigzag. We're just talking in and out. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. So it gives you some general areas where you think, where am I going to strike? If I'm striking and I'm coming middle, and I'm striking on the outside, I'm hitting him in the pectoral muscle. This can take a lot of beating. It's big, meaty, it's covered with muscle and connective tissue. I don't want to hit him here. I'm wasting my time, wasting my energy.
Don't squeeze the Charmin, buddy.
Come up here, strike in the shoulder, or come a little lower and squeeze that liver on this side. You know, if I'm down here, I don't want to be striking to the outside, although there are some points on the thigh that I can hit. If it's in chaos and I'm not a really prolific striker, I don't want to be aiming for just that side of the quadricep, hoping I hit that nerve just right. You may get it, you may not. I definitely don't want to hit in the front. Big muscle can take a lot of abuse. But if I'm at this level and I come to the center and hit the groin or the bladder, I'll have more bang for my buck while I'm learning these striking arts as I get there. So just a little something to keep in mind. You know, out. You know, you just go home and look at yourself in the mirror. Go out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Gives you some places to work on each other, and it works on pins and stuff like that as well. Like I said. So, yes.
You made a reference point to the train tracks, and that brought something home to me about something in relation to simplifying nerve strikes and pain response. Any place the sun hits is yang and tougher. If I pinch Dave here, it hurts a lot less than if I pinch him here. Same thing here versus in here. And so a lot of times when you were referring to the leg too, there's a little mallet kick that I really love. It was a favorite of Doc Morris too. The ninjas love this one. That's a good one too. So anything you can attack in here, in there is going to hurt a lot worse. So
back to knife defense. Keep the sunshine. Any questions on any of that? I see a couple people nodding that I wasn't completely off track on it. So, and that's, I just want to give a quick tips and stuff like that. Is that good?